All right, being 7 o'clock, I'd like to open the planning board meeting for September 6th, 2023. First up, we have a continued public hearing for ZP Barry Development Company LLC special permit application to construct 3 energy storage systems on Sturbridge Road, Griffin Road, map 27, blocks C, lots 2 and 3. All right, we got how's it going, Tom?
Good. Tom Corbett,
Yep.
ZP Battery Devco. So the last time we met, we had revised the plan, which I have here with me. So it had 2 systems versus the 3 prior with the new subdivision layout. We had discussions with Dennis Carlson. I think that was prior to the last meeting. I believe his email was like the 4th of August, just talking about how we discussed things and the locations of the dry pipe, being okay and satisfactory. At the last hearing, we didn't have Graves' final sign off, so I had some revisions that I wanted to make to our notes on our plan, so they were consistent with the other application, just as far as energy storage stuff goes, and labeling of the roadway, and just the location of the dry pipes, just specific to keep the labels the same. So we had done that. We submitted that back on, I believe, like the 15th of August, and Graves had given a final review with no further comment on the 18th. So I think that was really kind of the only outstanding stuff that we were really waiting on, was just a clean Graves review, and just to tidy up the plan a little bit. So that's what we had been accomplishing since the last time we had met.
All right, we have a week's report in our packet dated August 18th, and just like Tom just said, everything. He has no further comment or comments addressed.
Yeah, basically the only issue was before was the grading issue.
Yeah.
Now he has addressed it.
Yep.
I mean, they still have to get approval from the Conservation Commission. When's that, next week?
Yeah, so
It's not really our issue.
No.
Right. We have an NOI filed with them, and I just filed their land disturbance and stormwater, just over an acre now. So this new design is over an acre versus the other one was under. So that just came up. So we're gonna do that next week and hopefully close up that NOI thereafter.
All right. Do you have any comments from your board or any concerns from the Graves comments or from the plan that Tom has gone over?
These are the storage.
Yep.
Decommissioning? Not an issue now?
They have decommissioning bond?
I'm sorry?
Decommissioning bond?
Decommissioning?
Yes, they will have to provide one there. You know, they're aware of that. 0 point said do that. So that would be a requirement of their, you know, decommissioning bond has to be in place before they can get building permits for the project.
Remember, through the chair, Tom, we were talking about the calculation, that decommissioning bond. This was with the prior configuration, but remember that issue and the calculation of
Yeah, I remember the views that I see it being an issue as far as calculating it, but I do believe that you guys were pretty firm on maintaining what you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are flaws in the way that it's calculated for sure.
Yeah.
But, you may want to look at that as a board eventually, but
you're okay complying with however it's written in the bylaws, I think, that we had published.
You're tired.
we're stuck with
Numbers we have. Look at.
Yeah. I mean, calculation wise, it just doesn't quite add up. Just as far as the way that the wording is in the by and in whatever it was, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, decommission bond based on planning board policy, you know, and based on how many megawatts their project is. And then if they want to address that some other times and they can.
Yes, something like megawatts, not the number of containers or something like that.
It was, yeah, I think yours states up to 80 feet or something, or
Yeah.
there's 40 foot and then 80 foot,
Yeah.
and it doesn't quite line up with like the power conversions that we have these days.
Yeah.
It's not really container is a megawatt.
Yeah,
So like one
right.
of these containers is like half a megawatt.
Right.
So that's where the calculation flaw
Well, that-
kind of,
that's
it's not
the problem.
scalable, I guess. It's,
Yeah, they've changed since when the
Yeah.
original ones that we had, you know, applications for, where they're doing the battery storage and different solar fields,
yeah.
the size.
Yeah, the ones that we have implemented in the field now are a megawatt container, so totally, like, that calculation makes sense,
Mhm.
but as you.
Yep.
All right, any other comments or questions from the board?
Just at the bottom through the chair,
Go
sorry.
right ahead,
guys.
no problem, John.
So how you connect, are you going across Route 20 to, and then put in the pole and then dropping down to underground? And I don't, are those all little, what are those?
Yeah, and this is actually
Okay.
a larger one here,
And
but it's
you
only
have-
two of them.
So you just have pads there and then you gotta feed them to the pole. and you get them.
Yeah, so this would interconnect, wherever
Yeah,
National
wherever
Grid
the
drags it across,
Yeah.
is where the pole's gonna land,
Alright.
and then there'll be a pole, and then there has to be a pole.
So it's not a huge pole farm down there.
No, there's probably only gonna end up being 2 or 3.
Okay,
Is my guess, if they even really put on the other 2 poles.
okay.
They might just go underground with both of them.
And the grid doesn't require like a mini substation or anything of their equipment on site?
Nope, so that's what this is out here, is all of their connections. This is actually a revision through Concom that you'll see eventually
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So this is actually pulled back a little bit, since the last time we looked at this plan, but,
And all it is disconnects and some meter boxes?
yeah, so there's 3 pieces of
Yeah.
equipment for each site, so it's pretty, and I don't know if anything's pad mounted here in town that I can think of. Our Partridge Hill project
Yeah,
is pad mounted, so it'd be just like that. Those
Yeah.
3 pieces, those 3 green containers up there by the road off of Partridge Hill.
and is that
That feeds
per,
that.
per megawatt, is that
No, so that's for the whole 5 megawatt site.
3
So-
per site?
One of these, yeah, three of these pieces per the one site.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
this equipment just gets bigger the bigger the site is.
Yeah.
Really how that goes.
All right, anything else? All right, anyone in the public have any comments or questions? If you do, please state your name and address for the record. All right,
Is there a hand out there or is it just that? Or is that right?
no, that's just the mouse.
Oh, thank you.
All right, do we have a motion to close the public hearing for ZP Barry Development Company LLC on the special permit application for Larry's Way?
Make a motion to close the public meeting for CP Solar, Larry's Way. At Larry's Way.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey Ross, point of order, because I'm online, I think we have to do a roll call, sorry.
Yep, no problem, just roll call. You don't mind on this?
Jean Benson, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye.
John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Mancy, aye. Thank you, Don, for the clarification.
Problem.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the special permit with conditions?
So what are the conditions? Approval by Concom? The additional one Graves comment that had an issue, I think, right?
Thought they were all acknowledged, but I might have missed it.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep.
No, never mind. Comment 12 was I see the letter dated today.
Okay.
There was some stuff for Concom though. So it's 32 and 33.
Yeah, I think Mike had no further comment on,
He had no further comment, but he did state that the
yeah, Conservation Commission, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think, Mr. Gore is already aware of that, and, taking that up with the Conservation Commission on that
13.
52,000 square feet or.
Oh, yeah, the land disturbance.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we've already filed
Now
for that.
trigger stormwater because it's over an acre.
Right, yep. Yeah, we filed that last week and that's being heard next Wednesday.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess the condition, number 32 on the Graves
Yep.
review and number 33 on the Graves review. You did have a bond calculation prior to submittal, or did we condition that also?
Well, you're breaking up there, Don. What was that?
I'm sorry. The bond, do we need a bond document before we approve, or is that something that we can condition?
If we would say we need the bond in place signed by the planning board prior to the issuance of building permit. That bond will have to come before the board.
Yeah.
For you to approve.
Yeah.
And then if you approve it, you sign it, and that will have to be done prior to the issuance of the building permit.
So
Is that something we should do in 2 steps, or should we wait and vote on it after we have the bond signed and approved? I'm just looking for clarification.
Well, the leverage we have is they get no building permit unless we approve the bond, so then they can't start.
That's
Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
I assume the bond has been drawn up yet, because you're waiting for the approval of the special permit.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty typical for prior to building permit.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree, Don. Let's I just don't think we have to condition it, but yeah, as long as it's coming back for our approval.
Yeah, it has to come back with the board. The board has to approve the bond amount and also sign it.
Yeah.
So that will be done prior to the issuance of the building permit.
When do you think you'd start building on this?
Good question. I'm hoping by next spring.
Yeah.
Hoping.
So you have time to.
We definitely have time to work through stuff for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You haven't ordered any equipment yet?
We have not
Yeah.
gotten a final interconnection service agreement amended. We have a final service connection agreement,
Yeah.
but they're amending it because they're doing a pilot program with these projects and it's National Grid.
Yeah.
It's nailed fast.
We all know.
So.
And is that the long lead item? How about like purchase orders on the equipment themselves?
The purchase order on the equipment themselves will come with a final amended interconnection service agreement. Yeah, that's like, we're ready to go with this stuff for sure.
And what's the turnaround? What do you think the lead time is?
Electrical equipment's anywhere 9 to 12 months and more, sometimes depending on what it is. I know National Grid was telling us 9 to 12 months, like 7 months ago.
Yeah.
What it is now, I don't know, for just transformers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, how about your equipment?
The batteries themselves,
Yeah.
9 months or so.
Is it?
But we're hoping to expedite that with a bulk order
Right.
is the hope.
Right.
Yes, go ahead, John.
How about, wasn't there a hosted zoning, in Rockaway?
Oh, there, wait.
Waiver,
That was on the subdivision.
Yeah,
Like,
where is
that's
the part of the subdivision approval?
yeah, this has nothing.
This is just a special permit application.
Special.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that
You
still
wanna
has
change
the
it,
same
or-
stipulation where, based on the prudence of time, should any further improvements be done to any of the parcels as part of that subdivision, they'd be back before the board, so.
So this is 10 megawatts now, not 15, right?
Correct, 2 5-megawatt projects, not, so the public notice said 3 5 megawatts, but it is actually in fact 2 now with the revision.
Gotcha.
All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the ZP battery dev special permit for Larry's Way with conditions as we've discussed, which are Concom, stormwater management in the land disturbance area, and decommissioning bond.
And the standard conditions that apply to all.
Correct.
And the standard conditions that apply.
We have a second.
I second.
All right, all those in favor via roll call.
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye.
John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, I.
Ross Mansky, aye. Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Tom.
much. I just quickly left Randy with that. You don't have to do that now. I'm just saying, Randy can tell you later, actually.
Yeah,
I
no
left
problem. Thank you.
my life for the subdivision. Thank you all.
All right. All right, next up, we have Gare LLC, release of subdivision covenant for Jennings Road. Lots, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 45, 46, 47, 48, 29, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. This is for phase 3 of Jennings Road extension.
Yes, Jim, I mean, the one outstanding issue that they have here is for the fire department. If you look at Dennis Carlson's email as of today, there are 2 lots where some of the piping is going to be going to the cisterns. Is on 2 separate parcels where an easement can be put in place, so we don't have a easement for those properties yet. So recommended that, I mean, all the covenants can be released except for specifically lot 24 and 25 until the easement is put in place for the 2 lots. And once we receive a copy of that easement, then we can release those 2 lots as well.
If an easement or deed restriction?
What's that?
Just easement to cross over.
Easement?
Yeah. Russell, do you have a?
Yeah, the way that I believe it was supposed to be written up, Randy, and the implementation of the deed restriction was on the building permit, so that those won't be issued until that's in place. Not necessarily to not release the lots from you guys.
Sure.
If we release the covenants, we have no leg to stand on to get that easement in place. They could build the houses, and whether the easement's there or not.
You can't build a house without a building permit, though.
That's the leverage.
And that's why Kurt was CC'd on the email, and that's why it was sent to you, Kurt, and myself. Prior to the issuance of the building permits, two properties upheld lot 24 to 25 from phase 3 cistern deed restriction language allowing the maintenance of the underground piping benefiting the town, and a requirement that homeowners maintain the root drains and leaders of subsurface drains shall remain intact and free and clear of debris as the primary means for going. That's the language in the letter from the fire department.
So do we condition, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we condition the release of the covenant on that, or how do we get that legally in place so that we don't miss it?
I think what the applicant or owner is saying is it's the leverage that the town has is no building permit would be released on those, which is lots 24 and 25 until every recorded in easement is recorded. Am I correct? By how I stated that. So they can't get a building permit, they can't do anything with those house lots until the easement is in place for those cisterns.
Sure, I understand. I just want to make sure it doesn't get dropped. That's all.
Yeah, and I think a little further on that, Don and Kurt, in Mr. Meskis' letter, he says the fire department should draft something written and put it in for the deed restriction so that we can incorporate them into the plans and covenant on that. So if we could have such a document on that.
I could, Mr.
Go right ahead.
Don O'Neill,
Go ahead, Don.
lawyer representing,
Yeah.
here. I'd be happy to draft it, and I don't know if the fire department's necessarily gonna draft the easement the way, a lawyer might, but I could certainly generate it, and then they could review it and make sure that it is with their approval, and that way we could, and this shouldn't take any time at all, basically, to do the easements, so, but what we don't wanna have is just have to come back again, go through the whole process, you know, for 2 lots where, we could draft the easement, get them to review it. They're happy with it, we can record it and just make a condition of the covenant release, that those 2 lots in particular, won't be, no building permits will be issued until the easements are
Without such
secured.
easement,
The Capital's specific concern is that to make sure that the town, fire department, whoever has right of access to those 2 properties, should they have any issue with that piping or anything like a clog or anything that might require maintenance, so if the board is,
So,
willing to
sorry, one
make
other
a
question.
condition, we can handle it that way as well.
Go ahead, Don.
So this is specifically for the phase 3 cistern? Or is it for this? Okay, so, how many houses does this cistern feed?
19.
Okay, so what happens if lot 24 and 25 don't get built?
Well, really, so what this is this is a backup to a backup. So fire cisterns are designed to hold water. If they don't hold water, they're not operable. There is a fill that is part of the package that gets built into building these so that the fire department can fill these. So if they draw water out of them, empty them, well, they can refill them right away. If they're fighting a fire, they can hitch up another tanker and fill it as they're drawing water from it. So the third means of filling it would be this roof drain system that would allow for, if for whatever reason the fire department came and took water out of it and did not refill it, it would eventually refill on its own. So you're looking at a lot of what ifs to even get here, and that's the totally redundant system that I actually helped come up with for the design of the fire cistern with Chief Cloutier back in the day. So this is a fail-safe system where this is threefold approach. So
Okay, thank you, Russ.
Is the board, the members comfortable with having no building permit issued until
yeah,
the easement is placed on lots 24 and 25?
make it a condition, or actually, I guess.
Yeah, we release them, but they got to be.
Yeah, you're right. That would be-
Governs releasing all the lot with the condition that no building permits for lots 24 and 25 until it's, easement is in place. Approved by the planning board, right, that easement
With language
back here.
Yep, I'm okay.
In our packet, there was a conditional release of covenant, I guess drawn up by you.
Yes.
We're not signing that, right?
Excuse me?
We're not signing that? I mean, because the dates in here and everything is incorrect.
Well, it was I drafted
Right.
that.
That's what I mean, we're not
So
signing
I
this
could,
as
I
is.
could, come up with
Yeah, you need to
a
correct
new
all
one
of
that
these.
incorporates this provision, and I, get that to you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. All right, also, in the packet as well as there's the revised construction estimates as
Yeah,
well?
they have, it's actually two different, bonds, one's for phase two, one's for phase three.
Yep.
One is requesting the reduction of phase two by $60,000 because the system from phase two is now in place. And then, Grace made a proposed, bond estimate for the phase three work. So there's actually two different, one's a reduction in phase two and the other one's phase three, so it would be like two separate votes by the board.
Okay,
Two separate transactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, can I say something on that?
go ahead.
So the, the earlier report that you had from Graves was before the inspection of the fire cistern, so they had come up with a figure of 660,
Yeah.
378.
Yeah. that's
And
phase
after
three.
the cisterns were found, acceptable to the fire department, that would get dropped down by 60,000, so that
Correct.
numbers out 600.
Yep, he has that in
And
his.
we get 60,000 on the other one too, so
Correct.
what we were gonna suggest was, if we could apply the 60 from phase two, and if, to the amount, the 600, 378, and then the,
Don, do you guys have these, the ones dated today?
yes.
Okay,
Well,
it has the
I-
60,000 right in there.
Oh, okay, I just.
So you're good, no problem, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay,
That's
and
fine.
then the new money would be, 540, 378.
It's two separate things though. It's 60
Two separate
and
things,
60.
but rather than take that money back from you and then turn around and give it back to you, you can just keep it and we'll
So you
So-
have 600,000 and change minus the 60, and the 60 will go from 2 to 3.
Correct. When I
Can we do
spoke
that?
with Virginia, the,
Yeah,
their,
Virginia.
treasurer, and, she's aware of what's happening. And she recommended if we can keep just one account and do it the way Don said, so that,
Easier for them.
absolutely easier for everyone. So it's not all once, now you're having to make a motion tied to a certain bank account for, instead of just saying a drawdown for phase three. So.
Just net it out.
So the 540, 378 would get added to the money that you've already got.
Sure. So we're just adding phase three to the existing bond is what we're doing, and then taking 60 off, or 120 off. Gotcha. It's just accounting. They can deal with that.
Doesn't that wipe out the phasing though?
That's what I'm thinking.
Wipes out the what?
The phasing,
No, because there's still the bond amount for phase two, the money is still there. They're just taking the 60 off the existing bond amount in phase two.
Well, I understand that.
So there's gonna be two separate bonds.
It all depends on the work that's associated with that money is in phase two. Now you're moving all the money for phase two and three, and there'd be no
No,
delineation.
that you can't do. We have the money for phase two sitting like in one account and the money for phase three. All he's saying is the reduction he's getting out of phase two would be transferred to phase
So
three.
phase
So
two.
then you do run into that issue. How do you control like if one phase is done and one phase isn't?
Just so it doesn't get sloppy, that's. It can get pretty.
I'm fine doing whatever you guys want, so.
Only from past experience.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it's the same money, it's just in two separate accounts.
What do you call it, one done, and then one not done? Like phase two will be done, so that will be.
Yeah, and
done.
they'll zero it out, and then it would just be the
So there's no connection.
account for phase three. It's phase two, right?
Yeah,
The other way is, if you had one account, certain amounts earmarked for phase two, and the other one
yeah,
earmarked for phase three. You know the amounts, right? So
yeah, the amounts.
I think either way would work.
Just going on.
nothing wrong with that. All right, so first, do we have an approval to release the subdivision covenant for land at Jennings Road, the lots 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. With a note made that on lots 24 and 25, there's, not until, the easement is,
Easement, documented in the building, this condition of building permit. I'll make such a motion to release the covenant for Jennings Road. Properties 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52, 53, 4, 5, with easements, lot restrictions for 24 and 25 as written up in the building permit condition.
we have a second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor by roll call.
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Lemansky, aye. And on the bond reduction stuff, do we need to?
Yeah,
Do
you
we
should
take a
vote
vote?
on, because it's two separate estimates, and vote on the reduction phase 2 by $6,000 for Mike's report dated something such.
All right. We have an approval to reduce the phase 2 Jennings Road extension subdivision by 60,000 via Graves Engineering Report dated September 6, 2023.
So moved.
Second that.
Second,
All those in favor by a roll call?
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Lemansky, aye. And do we have a motion to approve a $60,000 reduction on phase 3 of Jennings Road extension via?
That bond is not in place yet, so it would be a full bond of 600,000,
Okay,
378.
all right, do we have all right, a bond amount of 600,378 based on Graves Engineering report dated September 6th, 2023.
Make a motion to require a bond for construction estimate total of $600,378 as per Graves estimate for phase 3.
I'll second that.
All those in favor by a roll call?
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Lemansky, aye.
If that's Mr. Jennings' wishes, it'll be up to me to explain to the tax collector's office. They can just transfer $6,000 over. So I'll send a letter to the tax collector explaining what you wish to do as far as the 60,000.
Thank you in advance.
I think, Don, you're gonna get us an updated the covenant here that we can sign.
Yeah, I'll get you an update.
Okay, awesome. Just send it over.
Yeah, and another thing I was thinking about with the easements too is
Okay,
it's good to tie it to the building permit because you need to know where the house is gonna be
exactly.
on the lot in order
Yes.
to draft the easement. You can do it generally but would make more sense so you could show it on a plan and you don't know that until you actually place the house, so. So
These particular gutters.
correct, yeah. But I will revise the covenant to, in effect, you still kind of have a covenant on those two because you can't get a building permit without that easements being provided.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have Gear LLC, Jennings Road Extension Subdivision Annual Approval Extension Request. You're looking to extend to 4/20/2024. Do you have a motion to extend the subdivision annual approval? Is that 4 or 9?
9.
Should be.
9? I don't know.
Yeah, you want a full year?
9?
Yes, please.
Sorry.
No happy
It
deals.
was open.
You don't want to come back in 6 months, Russ? Come on.
It's done, but yeah, just.
Sorry.
Busy
To September
on
2024.
Sorry.
So I'll make a motion to approve the Jennings Road Extension Subdivision Annual Approval Extension to 9/20/2024.
I'll second that.
All those in favor via roll call?
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Lemansky, aye. All right, thank you, guys.
Okay.
All right,
You
good
guys.
night.
We'll be in touch, Randy.
Stay cool.
No problem.
Yeah, we'll try.
All right, next up, we got Nyland Gibbons, North Sturbridge Road, reduced frontage lot, special permit annual extension request. They're looking to extend to July 17th, 2024.
They actually have, in the beginning stages of developing the property, but they just haven't completed, they're building a house and.
Oh, okay.
So they are, the property was sold, so the new owners are building a house there, but it's not. You know, it's not complete, so they still need the extension.
Okay. I'll make a motion to extend the annual special permit. We will extend it now to 7/17/2024.
Second that,
All right, all those in favor via roll call.
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Lemansky abstained. All right, next up, we got some A&Rs. The Calhoun Road, Gunther LLC up first.
Yeah, the first one is for Hill Road, as I recall, the end of last year, Mr. Gunther carved off a portion of the property to give to the Charlton Land Trust. And now he's taking the rest of the land basically and dividing in half in hopes to, you know, get a couple house lots out of the property on the Hill Road.
I think this is one we've seen before. Yeah. You've got frontage on 20, as well as frontage on Calhoun Road. And what's up next to the phosphate.
And agree with this? Oh,
Frontage is on 20.
over here,
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, if they go to build, they're probably gonna do a common driveway, which means they'll be back
Yeah,
before the
that's how
board.
the original one was
okay.
that we saw that
Yeah.
ended up expiring.
But Mr. Gunther has a different engineer working for him now, so.
Okay.
So four is,
Well, it's very odd, but now he's just going to have two lots over there. It's the rest of the land been given to the Charlton Land Trust. Because the trail goes through there, so it was, you know, gives them ownership of the property with the trail on it.
and which is to be conveyed to the land trust, just 5? Which?
No, this one has been conveyed to the land trust.
Okay.
Is that lot 2?
Two.
Yeah, lot.
All right, and then they're attaching this to lot 2, this little parcel A.
Right, the trying to preserve this. Don't
Oh,
fall
no,
there.
so,
Yeah.
and then, so lot 4 is the only buildable. Lot 5, not buildable.
Right,
Yeah.
at this point in time, it's.
Yeah.
The only way they could build on it be a reduced frontage lot, which they would have to come to the board to get approval for.
All right, do you have a motion to approve the A&R?
Make a motion to approve the A&R for Carroll Hill Road. Gunther LLC. Second that.
All those in favor via roll call.
Jean Vincent, I.
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye.
Don Clay, aye.
Ross Lemansky, aye. Unanimous.
Can you see that, Don? Do you have that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the map right now, but I know where it is.
Cool.
I will abstain from the next one though, so.
Go ahead.
You're as quiet as the church mouse. I've never heard you this quiet.
Jump right in there anytime. Just
We know what's in there.
come in the bed.
Well, have to go home day.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was not there. $50, Andy.
What is there? Oh, insane.
Yeah, oh, the paper?
Sorry. Let's go one step ahead of the game.
Just a beach with the boat out.
All right, next up, we got Dresser Hill Road, Charlton Furniture Company Incorporated.
This is that, the, Charlton Furniture Company. You're probably familiar with. Right now, the, property line actually kind of, this property line is going like through the building, basically. So they are moving it over to separate this, what they're calling a house, on its own lot on Dresser Hill Road, and then the rest of the buildings will be on their own lot on Dresser Hill Road. We have no idea at this time what the use of the property will be,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, there's no mention of use.
no, I mean, and they don't have to,
Yeah.
because that's a zoning issue that, the lots are, conforming lots for the zone that they're in, and that's, our concern, to make sure the lot frontage and lot size meet the zoning requirements for that.
What did we do with that, Randy? Because I think that was similar to the ice cream stand there. Because it's a commercial building in a residential neighborhood. Did we do something in the zone? Did we carve
What
it?
is it called, furniture
Yeah.
company?
For sure we did, because it was not conforming, but I know the ice cream stand was up there.
Yeah, that's in the neighborhood zone, but the one up the corner, Dresser Hill and
Yeah.
Jamesville, yeah, that's the neighborhood business zone. This is in the agricultural 50 zone. So, which is, I mean, if somebody wanted to come in and do a like use on the property, then continue to operate that, but any other use, it wouldn't be permitted on that property, so.
That's fine, too.
Yes.
So, or petroleum type one?
Yeah.
No kidding. Not the gas. Standard oil, like monopoly,
Standard oil.
because that still exists. Wow.
Open Ohio.
How did this ever get built across there? Lots.
Stuff back there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
One of those things.
Oh, this used to be a chicken coop. This used to be a chicken coop. Like the chicken coop, and they turned it into a nice house. No, it's not a house, it's a showroom. The showroom. So,
All right, do we have a motion to approve the A&R?
make a motion to approve the A&R for the Dresser Hill Road Charlton Furniture Company Incorporated. Second that.
All those in favor via roll call?
I understand.
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye. I think Don's abstaining.
All right, Don Clay abstain.
All right, Ross Mancy, aye.
Remember, and they built a house down. Yeah. He was supposed to be like 22 miles down. Who was gonna build a window? Window out, well, that was the name, I mean, that was the one time it was supposed to be a.
Yeah, nobody's coming with any type of proposed use for that property yet, so I don't.
No, there's a single.
Yeah, a single family house down.
What's that?
Single family house down
Way
there.
down here.
No, I mean, for the
For the whole.
Oh, yeah.
Charm furniture
Gotcha, yes.
portion of it, they
Yeah,
haven't.
yeah.
Closed city.
Make it straight.
He was the guy to ask about the proposed use. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, next up, we got NBC Construction Company Incorporated, Spindle Hill Road, ratify an A and I.
Take care. Was it gonna take me long? No. Is it taking me
You
long?
gonna take these now, Dan?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I'll wait for.
You'll wait?
Thank you.
Thank
We got, NBC.
The state and our trying to come in, when there was anticipated that we may not have a meeting on the sixth, so. In order, at the time the, applicant, had requested and I had spoken to Ross about it, signing it, so. This plan action, this A and R plan action needs to be ratified by the board tonight.
Because it was.
So one lot,
previously.
subdividing a lot off on Prindle Hill Road. Couldn't take this with you.
Yeah, I'll wait for it to dry, yeah. I got a lawyer waiting for you, wants to on vacation.
You guys good? Just figuring a lot line on lot 4, it just says the purposes on the right hand side.
Yeah, it's a. Some people dying where they did this to get the frontage here and, you know, probably game, I wish it just comes straight back, but. It does meet the requirement, you know, the law of frontage, so. You didn't want to go back and ask me to fix it again, because it took me forever to get the plan.
Thanks, Dan, have a good night.
Make motion to approve the A&R for Prindle Hill Road submitted by Nelson Burlingame. Second.
All right, all those in favor by a roll call.
Jean Vincent,
Bill Fontaine, aye. John Smith, aye.
Don Play abstain.
Ross Massey, aye. All right,
So,
you
yeah.
even need to sign that?
Still needs it.
Sign it, okay.
He's ratified on, September 6th.
All right. Anyone have anything that's come up since our last meeting, as far as unknown business?
I just have one more thing.
Go ahead.
For
Oh, yeah.
brought in, the subdivision plan for the board to sign for Larry's Way.
Yep.
So, the Mylar so it can be filed at the registry of deeds. He just brought this into me, so it's not on the agenda.
Ron, do we have to vote to approve?
Yeah, did we already approve this, Randy?
What's that?
Did we already approve
Yeah,
it?
you've already
approved. We just need to sign it?
To Larry's way.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just need to sign it.
they filed at the registry.
So we just have to sign it.
Yep.
All right.
The only, while we're signing, the only thing that I need to let you know, I probably won't be able to make the next meeting. I've got
Yeah.
a new need coming in, so
Oh,
that's who can take it over.
all right.
I'm not sure how many meetings,
That's
surely the next week.
Good luck
We
with that.
have them.
18 is a Monday.
You
asked CVS. I'll tell you, she took care of my goat. The
Item
lady in
6.
there, I had my goat.
Couple Band-Aids.
Yeah, she's awesome. That lady in there is awesome. The nurse back there.
Yeah.
Magic. Oh,
Okay.
I'll never go anywhere else.
You have anything come up this week?
Actually, well, hearing that Bill from first that Gene will be unable to attend the next meeting as well.
Yeah, boy, it is right.
So, we'll have a quorum, but,
If we have to, we'll tap the L.
Patsy might want to be brought up to speed on the podcast application.
All right, so will she have to walk the
It's
video?
such a permit application, so, watch the video, or at least read the minutes of the prior application of what transpired up until now. She was at the last meeting when they were here, but
Yes.
the previous, so that Patsy could be, it's a special permit. so
Can be a
Patsy
voting
can
member.
vote on it, yeah.
All right, no problem. Perfect.
That's the one I'm most concerned about. because
Okay.
Trying to clean that one up.
No, yep, that's fine.
And, the one other thing is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the project at 60 Depot Road. The building, townhomes over there, we've had, it's James Way, which is a private road, but the developer over there has had significant issues with stormwater, to say the least, and he's,
Putting up the white flag or?
What's that?
Putting up the white flag or?
no, he's trying to, take it upon himself to be excavator, engineer, property owner and everything. The EPA's already involved with that, but he's been, been very difficult to deal with the Conservation Commission. It is a planning board application, so if he's doing everything in compliance with the plan that, was approved by the planning board, then, we'll work with it, continue, but if he goes off course and does what he feels like doing, which has been the norm lately, that, we might work with the Conservation Commission to shut the job down until it's fixed, because we've had significant, runoff issues where soil and God knows what else has been going out on the Cedar Depot Road, which caused the highway department a lot of headache. They've been clogging storm drains, and it hasn't been once. It's been, I don't know, 3 or 4 times now. It's getting old, and he doesn't currently have an engineer that he's working with on the project. He's trying to act as his own engineer, which is not working out. Yeah.
So what has the Conservation Committee taken any action? I mean, that's just your.
Yeah, you get a $15,000 fine from the EPA. There's been a lot of action, but
Your order of
to
conditions.
put it in nice words, he's a slow learner, and I don't know how else to say it, we try to work with him to help him, and he just, wants to do his own thing and not take the advice of the town. We didn't drag everybody into it. He brought it upon himself because people got tired of what was going on over there. So,
Randy, is this the J. Jill properties?
yeah,
Yes, correct.
there's been a lot of issues over there. Hopefully it won't get to that point, but if it gets to that point that we have to shut the job down to get them into compliance, then we'll work with the Conservation Commission. We may have to do that, just to make everybody aware.
Just as a point of, just to discuss, I mean, the Conservation Committee, the order of conditions, the Conservation Committee can shut them down. I mean, it doesn't even.
Well, that's right,
touch
he's,
planning board.
hasn't been complying with his order.
Yeah, right, they could shut them down immediately, it goes over the silt fence,
Right.
stop work order right there.
I talked to Rose yesterday and I told her any help that she needed to get it back in line, just to reach out to Randy. And give it, because